Hi, my name is Carrie Graziano, and I'm a K-5 teacher at Victory School. I have been teaching the CKLA program for 3 years. Like many of you, I started off obviously teaching journeys and incorporating workstations, which I put a lot of time and effort into, just like you. And 3 years ago, when my principal said we are moving to CKLA and I needed to go to the mandatory training, I said, no way am I going to that. What's the point? It's like DI. I put all this time into journeys. I don't want to teach CKLA. It's, I can figure it out. And obviously I had to go, so I went. And I went to the training with a poor attitude. And I had lots of questions, and I was always trying to stump the trainers, and I really wanted them to tell me why we were moving to this. And I left there thinking, okay, I'm just going to teach this program with fidelity. I'm going to do every single thing that this program wants you to do, and I'm going to prove the CKLA people and the trainers wrong. So I went back and I taught the program with fidelity, and the results were amazing. So I was proven wrong.
Hi, my name is Julie Garcia. I am kindergarten teacher at Jeremiah Curtin Leadership Academy. This is my 17th year teaching in MPS. Previously I have taught 11 years K4 here at Curtin, and this is now my 6th year teaching K5. So it'll be the 3rd year using CKLA in our school. I really enjoy CKLA. I have seen the benefits in the children over the last 2 years. Previously, I had taught journeys. I enjoyed journeys at the time, but that's what I was given to do. Teach journeys. They have sight words, have them read the book, repetition. We did centers. Everything worked fine. So then I was told we're going to try CKLA and we're going to work on sounds and start there. And I was not hesitant to use it, but I was worried because it didn't follow what we did in journeys. I have come to love CKLA and I see the benefits. CKLA, learning the sounds and putting those sounds together, the children are really reading, and it's not just a repetition. As parents tell me every day, well, my child can read, they know these words. Well, they know those words by repetition, but they cannot pull those sounds out to tell you how that word is formed.
The program, you may feel that the program does start out kind of slow, but it's a really good opportunity to get to know your children and where they're at and what skills they are mastering and what skills they are not. Then the program really starts to pick up. From knowing during that whole group, some of you may be worried, oh, it's a lot of whole group, the kids are just sitting, but really they're not. They have gross motor activities built in. There are little fine motor activities. They can come up to the smart board and do activities. There's lots of great things that's built into the daily lessons during that whole group where the kids are up and moving and you're always engaging them.
So CKLA uses a lot of gross motor activities. There's one game that we play a lot which is similar to Duck Duck Goose, and it is working on compound words like sunshine. And it's just getting the kids up and moving and using vocabulary and understanding what is happening in these words or blending their syllables and sounds. We do a lot of fine motor skills, pencil paper activities. There's using crayons and forming their humps during drawing time. There's a lot of whole group activities. And then you can move from whole groups into some small groups for those children that are still struggling with the activity that's on the carpet while the other children at the table are doing independent tasks. You could be working with a small group and using your arm and doing some blending or showing them again some of the fine motor skills. One of the other activities that a lot of the children enjoy using is the mirrors and watching their lips form the consonants and the vowels and getting them to understand how their mouth opens and where their tongue is placed to make sure that that sound is repeated correctly.
Built into the program, they do have assessments, which are a great formative way to see how your children are doing. Of course, you are assessing them daily just by watching them and taking notes and just getting to know your kids. But those formative assessments are built right in that you can use to guide where you're going to go with your small group activities. So many of you may be thinking, what am I going to do? What about workstations? Well, in CKLA, the program, the kids have time to do independent activity sheets and independent or peer reading. So during that time is when I would pull my small groups based off of the data that I've collected, and that's when I would work with those children in small groups. We would do the provided independent readers and the worksheets. And then while I'm in a small group, the other kids are finishing their activity sheet or doing their readers. And then I also would put out station work such as the independent reading, the independent writing, or the technology station. And those kids would work on those activities while I was with my small group.
As part of the K-5 curriculum in K-5, it's exciting in the beginning of the year. We use lots of Play-Doh and learning about cups and humps and diagonal lines and zigzag lines, which will all lead into learning how to form sounds, which then leads to learning how to name the letters of the alphabet and watching the kids write words and sentences. So all of that coming in, even though a child might know how to identify the letter M, they might not know the sound or how to form that letter correctly, so that's why we start with all of the vocabulary words. And then watching the K-5 children just grow over the year and moving into first grade with that background and watching their reading skills improve and their writing skills and looking at the stories that they're writing compared to where the K-5 students were when they left is just, it's tremendous to see.
The results really showed in my PALs, in the encoding spelling portion of the PALs. Mostly, I had one little boy that he didn't know any letters, sounds, he couldn't write. By the end of the year, he completely passed 100% of the spelling and coding portion of PALs, which was amazing. And you could see it in the STAR data going from fall to spring, just all of the skills that the students learned. I really just made sure I trusted the program, and I did everything that the material, everything that the book wanted you to do, that is what I did. The CKLA trainers and people coming around and your principal, and even for you, they want to see you with that book in your hand. Highlight it, write in it, put post-it notes. Just really make sure you prepare for your lessons, which obviously you do, but it's just really important to follow what the curriculum wants you to do, and I promise you will have success.